Oh, ASMR. Oh. Hey guys.
Hello everybody.
It's Kenzie.
And Austin.
And this is
And They Were Roommates.
Welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
Today is going to be a really fun episode because a lot of people have been asking about paranormal experiences. And I've had quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're just going to talk about a bunch of things. Like what? Take it away.
Well, okay. So when you think of paranormal experiences, I feel like your mind immediately next goes to like in that realm, that sort of sci-fi spooky realm, aliens, UFOs, afterlife, and then obviously like ghosts and like real shit just like happening to you in person that's just undeniable. This is a topic I'm very passionate about.
What is?
Tell. Just all of this.
Yeah, me too. I feel like it comes up in conversation quite a lot in our little circle. Just because for me, I don't even know how to even start for all my experiences that I've had without freaking people out.
Yeah. Well, you have like really good. Should we just jump right into a story?
Yeah. Well, should I just like give the little like intro to like how?
Yeah.
And then we can go into your views and your thoughts and
my passion.
Your passion. Okay, so basically, I've had this friend. You all know her. Her name is Maisie. Grew up with her. I've known her since I was like 11 years old, and she used to tell me before we even met in person, because we met on the internet. She used to tell me that her family was like very spiritual. I think her aunt's a medium. Like they just have like really crazy, like they just have a lot of pull in like that kind of realm, which I thought was so intriguing. I used to watch like videos of people doing the Ouija board when I was younger and on YouTube, and it would freak me out, but I always was so intrigued. And so the first time when I moved here, I lived in this little tiny house. Have you been there?
What one?
The in Silver Lake?
Oh, no.
Okay, so I moved to this really small house. My sister and I like shared a room. My mom literally slept in a closet. Like it was such a small room, but we had this really weird basement. You would have to go out the back door and like in a different way, and it was so cute and cozy. But I remember Maisie was like, we should do the Ouija board. And I was like, yeah, like absolutely. Because I also thought it was like bullshit. Because I was like, there's no way this is real. And we did the Ouija board for the first time. I don't know if we bought one or if we made one. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can make a Ouija board yourself.
Yes.
DIY.
I did it too.
Yeah, like you would cut out a piece of cardboard from a box, write everything on it, and then like we would always use like a little makeup cap or something.
We would use like a quarter or something. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it was good. Classy.
And so I think the first time we did it, I was like really freaked out. But after that one time we did it religiously. Like we did it for years. Like I moved into my next house after that. Sorry, this is like a really long tangent. I'm so sorry.
No, just go.
So I moved in and nothing really happened to me that crazy. Like we would talk to spirits and they would freak us out and like whatever. It was scary and we would always just like cut them up and burn them or something. And I moved to this other house, which is like everyone knows the house if you've been following me for a really long time. It was this pink little cottage house and it was like really terrifying. Like, wasn't it? Like
so cute on the outside, but after like a night or two, like staying the night, weird vibes.
Yeah, it was really weird. And I remember when we found this house, the people were like desperate to move out. And now, and it's like so weird to think about now. And but yeah, we continued to do the Ouija board. We would like when my friends would come over, Maisie and I would show them how we did the Ouija board, and most of the time the people didn't believe it until afterwards. Like, and the one really scary experience that I had, which, sorry, to preface, Maisie like has some sort of crazy pull with this shit. So like she would put something in a piece of paper, put it across the room, and wouldn't touch the board, and it would like guess it. Like it, or like she'd push against one way, we'd all push against one way, and it would like force us off the board. Like it was like that type of shit would happen, and it would freak me out. But I remember there was this one time that we did the Ouija board, and it was in my dark ass scary room with pictures everywhere, and it was just so freaky. And I had a room connected to my bedroom. I had 2 rooms connected to my bedroom, but remember the one that was like straight down the hall?
Oh, yeah, right next to you.
Yeah. And it was, anytime I'd walk through it, my heart would race.
And me too. And we never talked about how we both felt that way. I had never yet like expressed the fact that like I would like feel like something's watching me when I would walk through it. So I would
that window.
I would just like kind of look down and like go quickly. And then one day I was like, I am so scared of that room. And you were like, oh, you have no idea. And
like,
I was like,
you have no idea. It was such a terrifying room because it was so small and there was barely anything in it.
There was just something in there.
There was something in there for sure. And everyone felt that way.
Yeah.
Everyone. And so I would never go in that room. But I remember Maisie and I were playing the Ouija board, and since she is friends with my sister and I both, like she would take turns sleeping in both of our rooms, which was so cute.
Yeah.
And so she slept in Maddie's room that night, and we were talking to this person that was like a little girl. She was like 5. She couldn't spell very well. And it was really cute, but it was like getting to the point where we were like, oh, this like feels like the energy just feels really weird. So we like said goodbye. We forgot to rip it up, which you have to do when you make them yourself. Like you need to rip them up and either burn them or throw them out. But she went and slept in Maddie's room, and I'm just peacefully laying in my room. I have like my starlights on. It's so cozy and it's so silent. And I hear a noise. This like freaks me out every time I talk about it. I like hear a noise, and my bed was in the corner of the room, and my room was huge. Remember?
Yeah.
My room was really big. So like it's just like, I don't know why I put my bed in the corner because it's just so scary.
Yeah.
But anyways,
it's a big room.
I'm like sleeping. I'm facing the wall. I hear a noise, and I turn over, and I see. I'm not lying. Like when I'm not lying. I see a little girl sprint so fast down the hall, and I saw her hair like fling, like it was like but it was like long blonde hair. And I saw it like brush, and it was like she was wearing a dress, she was wearing socks,
and it like wisped behind her.
Yeah, and the hair was so long that it lingered for a while, ran straight into that room. And I was in shock, because I feel like in those situations, you think you're just going to be like in fight mode and just be like, oh my God, get up and like go get someone to help you, or you know what I'm saying? But like, I have never experienced that form of shock where I could not move. I could not breathe. I could not speak. Like I just like was still for a second. And then I like put all my pillows up next to me, and just like went to sleep and acted like nothing happened.
Because I feel like in that moment, you're like, brain, you're trying to like communicate with your brain, like, was that real?
Right.
That was real. And you're like processing. Holy fuck.
Exactly. Well, because I have been doing the Ouija. This was probably when I was like 15, 14. So like I was doing the Ouija board for like 3 years straight, and nothing, like things would happen, but I never actually physically saw something. Like things would fall off a shelf. A toilet would flush, or like something like that would happen, but it was never like something I could see visibly. And I think after that, I like stopped completely. Like I was just like, never again.
Well, I think you guys were sort of like, and this word is kind of funny to use because it's like so spooky, but like not in that context, but like conjuring up that energy of like opening that door to be able to see that girl running out of your room.
Oh my God.
From doing the Ouija board so much. And like the more like spooky things happen, the more like intriguing, until it gets to a point when it's like you've I don't know, like manifested
I fully did
into your reality.
I wanted it to I wanted to see something. Like I wanted, anytime I did the Ouija board,
and
I
it's
was like,
absolutely possible.
It is. And a lot of people that I tell that story to, they're just like, there's no way. And I'm like, no, I believe you. It's engraved in my head. And
how about the pictures?
Oh yeah. Another story.
Yeah.
So that room, like we said, was the most terrifying feeling ever. But I put a bunch of pictures in there to make it kind of feel more, because I wanted it to be nice, so like my friends could sleep in there, and like it's just like a conjoined room to my room, you know, like have a little hangout spot. If only like it would have been so vibey, but it just wasn't. Like no one ever wanted to be in there ever. Like we would fight over who would actually sleep in my room and who would sleep in that room. Like it was.
I've never slept in there. And I
have never slept.
That's why I would sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
And like the beanbag. Like I would not sleep in there.
But so I had pictures covered all over my bedroom wall. So I brought them into the other room and I like decorated it. I made it really cute. And that night I like put all the pictures up. By the way, they're all like they're not like taped together. They were all like taped separately. So like,
and they're like film photos, right? Yeah.
And like I've used the same tape since my bedroom, and there's millions, like there were millions of photos in my room. They've never fallen down. Like it was heavy duty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I notice I talk with my hands a lot.
Yeah. It's okay, girl. Just
it's so bad.
Lean into
I'm just
it.
Italian. Anyways, yeah, so we put all the pictures up, and then I was in my bed, same sort of environment, like had my starlights on. I was just cozy, alone. These things would happen to me only when I was alone. And I heard the loudest bang of my life. And my house was really old, so like when anything would fall, my walls would like shake. And so everything in that room completely fell. And I once again was in shock, and my mom and my stepdad like all ran to my room and were like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, and I was just like, I don't know. Like, I can't move. I don't know. And we went in that room, and literally everything was on the floor. And it was just it was so weird, because it was also just like pictures of me and my friends, and it just like freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah. It feels like personal.
Yeah, it felt really personal, and so I made us move out of that house.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the backyard was terrifying.
And the backyard was also terrifying. It was huge.
It was giant, and it had these creepy trees and like this really dark pool. Beautiful,
the pool.
But really creepy.
The pool at night was so scary.
Well, to give you a little history from my end here, growing up, always been extremely interested and fascinated by all of that stuff. I've never tried to like conjure up dark energy, but I've always been really fascinated by ghosts or communication with the other side. Like having that, being able to like communicate. I don't know, so fascinating. But I remember when I was younger, my neighbors, we made a little Ouija board, and it was like fucking terrifying, because it started talking about my family friend that they didn't know, and how in his house there was like a kid who died, and then he like talked about like their names and like proved that it was them, and it was like so scary.
That's always so scary when it like proves your, like when it just
I
like
wasn't
makes
moving
sense.
it, and like they didn't know who it was, so I was like like fuck that. So that was when I was really young, and ever since then I was like, no. Just because sort of similar to Maisie. Maisie is like a portal to that stuff. Like, even like talking about this stuff, being around Maisie, it opens up like this portal of energy, and I feel like I can do that when I want to. And so like already having that, I was like, I'm done with the Ouija board. That's too dark for me.
Yeah.
So then when I would like start hanging out with you guys all those years ago, and you were like, you have to try the Ouija board with us, Austin. It's crazy. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, you never did it.
I was like, I've already done that.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with it.
Well, because I don't think I realized, like, I knew that it was not good, but I don't think I realized that, like, it was bad energy. It was just, it was not, like, it wasn't just a fun game. It was, like, actually terrifying, and things can happen. And not saying that, like, you'll get straight up possessed and, like, and start levitating, but, like, you know, things linger on you.
But do you want that?
And no.
You know?
And I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Also, our other friend, I'm not going to say her name because it's, like, very personal. It's not personal. It's just, like, cool. But I don't want to out her. I've told you this, though. Okay. One of my friends also, she does automatic writing. Which, if you don't know what automatic writing is, basically, you just literally put a pen on a piece of paper or a pencil, and it'll just write for you. And it sounds like that doesn't make sense, but it's a real thing. And Maisie can also do it, and her whole family can do it. And our one friend was telling us, like, I think this was 4th of July. Yeah, it was 4th of July when I was like 12. And she was telling us about how she used to, like, she would fall asleep doing her homework and wake up to like a full page of Arabic or something, like, really. Whoa. And did I not tell you this?
No.
She would wake up to like a full page of Arabic. She's like predicted so many things in life, like, from it, and she would just get so freaked out, and she would like burn her homework because she was like, what is going on? Because that's so scary, not knowing what that is, and like waking up to just like a page full of writing that you didn't do. It's freaky. And we were like, well, have you ever tried to do it, like actually tried to do it? And she was like, no. So on 4th of July, it was literally me and my sister and like a group of people, and we all watched her do automatic writing, and it was the most like insane thing I've ever seen in my life, because she had a notepad, and it was one of those ones that flip, you know, and she like put her pen on the piece of paper, and she like literally knocked out. I'm not, like, you could ask Maddie about this. Whoa. She like knocked out, and she was writing backwards but forwards. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, like going backwards, but it would come out forward.
Like we would have to flip it. So like it was like this way.
What?
Swear. I have pictures of it. I need to show you.
That is so crazy.
And she was like, her eyes were closed, and she was flipping the pages, and she would get really aggressive, and the writing would be different every time she talked to someone different. She talked to my grandma. She talked to, and I don't even know if I should say this, but the most wild thing about all of it was her parents were going through a divorce at the time, and she didn't know, but Maddie and I knew, because we were just such close family friends, and they didn't want to tell them yet. And when she was writing, it was like, it was one of her family members writing, and it was saying like, tell blank, the mom's name, the kids are okay, and like was just, and they were fine. They had no idea what was going on, but we knew. And she was writing about the divorce. Wow. And it was like, oh, so we actually know this is like legit, because she has no idea about this. And it was like so freaky and
crazy.
It was insane. So and I want to go back to that, because it was just, it didn't feel like dark, because it was not. It's not at all. Yeah. Automatic writing, unless your intentions are bad. But I'm just like, I want to do that. It's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's so crazy. Like, this stuff is so fascinating. And it's scary, but it's not. Like, I remember I went through a phase where I just like dove headfirst into like crystals and tarot cards and like just like meditating to like connect with like past loved ones and stuff. Like I went head first into it. I was so excited. And I remember like meditating one time with like this little crystal, and I was like, I want to like really like see something. And in order to like actually, you know, feel or see things, you have to like find stillness and like quiet your mind a lot. And so I eventually was able to, and I felt like this man who appeared as like some sort of guide or angel like sit next to me on my bed. And then like this woman walked in and then walked out. But it was like all like, I was so still. I was just like seeing it almost like I was dreaming. And then I like started to feel like, whoa, there's like a man sitting next to me right now. And I started like really like processing that. And then I opened my eyes and I was like, what the fuck? Like that felt way too real.
It's crazy.
And it scared the shit out of me. So then I like didn't have any crystals because I like realized the power. I realized like, whoa, like this, I don't know. If you really want it, like it's kind of there. And then I started to think that it was all bad. Mm-hmm. And then I turned away from it completely and I was like really scared. But now that I'm older, I'm realizing like, oh, it's all your intention. And it's all like, are you light or dark? Mm-hmm. Like, where are you? And so now it's like, I have so much fun. I remember like one summer a couple years ago, I was with all my like guy friends, and one of them's parents was like remodeling this really old house downtown. And we were all like there, like drinking beers and like hanging out. And then we were like, this place is so haunted. And we all felt like something was in this back corner. And I was like, I just like walked over there and like connected with whatever was there.
It's crazy.
And just told it to like go away. And this sounds like I'm crazy, but like
this does sound like we're a bit crazy, but they're like, we're never watching this again.
Yeah, I'm sorry if this is weird, but like it was crazy because then we were all like the rest of the night, none of us felt like there was any creepy, like we felt safe. I feel great. Like I like put light energy and then we were like safe. And now whenever I feel like there's a ghost in my room, I just get up and walk to where I feel like something's watching me. And like it's really terrifying because you really feel like you're face to face with like some energy. And then you just have to like stand your ground and like find bravery.
That's
and just be
so
like,
cool.
Get out of my space.
It's so cool of you. I could
works.
Never. I just freeze. Like I just freeze. And I also would never go towards something I think is scary because every horror movie,
yeah,
it's like you go towards a scary thing and you die, and they do that in every movie. So I've just been like, why do you go that way? Why are you going there?
Yeah.
But I think you carry such a light like energy. Like even like my house feels so great. I don't feel any dark energy. I hear noises.
Me too.
But I don't think it's dark at all. I think it's very
I've
light.
never gotten a dark vibe.
Me neither. And it's so great.
Isn't that good?
It's so good. And I think it has a lot to do with you because you just you just like stand your ground. You're like, nothing can come in here. And you just sage the place and it's just great.
We're good.
Sorry if that was a little scary.
I was getting all hippie and weird. Sorry.
I know. I feel like people are like, she's on drugs, but I promise, like, this shit has happened to me. I have witnesses, okay?
Yeah. I mean, call us crazy, but there's no denying, like...
Yeah.
There's no denying some stuff.
It's true. I think the one thing that I am so certain about in life is aliens.
Oh.
Like, I am more certain about aliens than anything in this world.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of has to be.
Yeah, it's
there's
like
no way it can't.
There's no
real.
way that there's not other people on a different planet. I'm so sorry, but there's just no way. And I feel like they're gonna come soon. I hope so.
It's crazy. I feel like as a society, we're so fascinated by this, and we're at a point where we're like accepting of it. We're not like in denial of it. Whereas I feel like past generations were like, weird. I'm just not going to think about that. But our generation's like, no, that's like totally possible. And like, why would we deny that? Like, come on, babe.
Literally.
Also, like, I don't know, with like society and politics these days, it's like, just come.
No, it's like the world is so fucked up right
Like,
now. Like,
just
that's not the
come.
worst thing that could happen.
Just come and like
Help.
Like, give us some wisdom. Just show us some truth real quick. Because I feel like, well, they definitely are like wiser and smarter if they can come to Earth, right?
1,000%.
Yeah.
They probably are looking at us like they're so stupid.
Have you ever looked at the night sky and seen like satellites?
No.
Really? Okay. So
Like what do you mean?
So like if you're stargazing, you'll see like things that look like airplanes, but they're not blinking and they're way too little.
Yeah.
Because they're far away.
Yeah.
So it's like little satellites moving slowly across the sky. I was camping one night with my friends, and one of our friends, we were hiking. It was like we hiked halfway up a mountain and we stayed the night, and we woke up really early to hike to the top and then do sunrise. So we had to wake up really early. One of my friends just decided not to sleep because we were going to wake up soon anyway. But it was the middle of the night, and once we all woke up, he was like, "You guys." And we were like, "What?" Like, his vibe was so off. And he was like, "I was staring at the satellites." And by the way, we didn't drink or like smoke weed or anything. Like, we were sober. And he was like, the satellites are not satellites. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "I'm not joking." He was like, "The satellites, like the things we usually see as satellites, stargazing, they were like moving around and like flying around. And then they would like zip across and come back." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I didn't understand. And I kind of was like, "Whoa, that's crazy," but I don't doubt it. And he was like, "Yeah, that was crazy." And then the other day on TikTok, I like see this video, and this guy's like stargazing, and the dude saw the same thing. And you see it in the video, like little things like that are
freaky.
satellites then start to like zip across the sky. And they like were like communicating with the guy, like, apparently.
What?
Yeah, and he like has watched them every night for like the past I don't know how many years, he said.
That's so freaky.
And he's like, they're always here, and then there's these ones doing this, like, and it's just like, fuck.
It's so intriguing. And I also just think we know they're real because there was like a whole thing.
Oh yeah, the government
the government like came out and were like, "Yeah, we've known since 1940." And it's like, okay,
babe, why are we just now
then why are we just now knowing about this? Like, I obviously get that like people will probably freak out and like go in shelter and like think they're gonna die, but like,
yeah,
I don't feel that. I just think it's so cool and so interesting, and I don't see any bad coming out of it for some reason.
I don't either. I mean, this is like getting really deep, but there's like history of like aliens like starting or like helping start civilization on Earth. And you in like old like Aztec like wall art from like ancient Egypt and stuff, like their gods were like these like beings that were like bigger, and like there's just so much like history if you like look into it. And so that's why I'm like, I feel like they're like our babysitters. And like they just like make sure we don't blow this bitch up, but they're like watching us go through our cycles through millennials, and you know there's like extinctions of civilizations and animals and glaciers and they're just like watching it all go down. But I feel like they're guiding us to like becoming better. I'm like, come back.
You're like, come, wait.
We're always joking because we're like, if there's a UFO coming in, our backyard is vacant.
Literally.
And that's all you. There's an open parking spot. And we'll make you tea.
I literally, I tell all my friends, I'm like, listen, if there's an alien invasion and they land in my backyard, you probably want to be at my house. Like, I'm like, my house would be the best because me and Austin will bring them in and make them dinner and hang out with them. And
oh my God.
Like,
I would be starstruck.
I just feel like if any of our friends were, we
would
like
be shitting our pants, but I would also be starstruck. No, but I'm also
saying like if our friends were here, they would probably be freaking the fuck out because would be like, oh my God. Like,
and we're like, guys, it's fine.
We're like, guys, it's happening. Like they would just be like, they're psychotic. Like they're on something. But yeah, Austin and I have like, anytime we see an alien video, we're just like, Kenzie, watch this.
It's just so fascinating. There's no getting around it.
Yeah.
Okay, we've covered UFOs.
We've covered everything.
We've covered ghosts. We haven't really talked about afterlife.
I have nothing to say on it. I have 0.
I have infinity.
I know. Austin and I we're very similar, but we're also very different because we believe a lot of the same things, but also like I'm terrified of everything that is life and anything that comes after it, and
like big picture.
Which is so surprising that I love aliens, but
I know. And that's why I love it. Because I'm like, yes.
I know. But I'm just like, I'm so like afraid of the world, and I'm so afraid of dying, and so it's just like, but Austin's the complete opposite, where he's like very open-minded. He's just very sure about things, and I think that's what it is. I'm just really unsure, and you're very sure. And but it's so nice to like have those talks with you, because it's like, oh, that actually makes sense. Or like, it's just nice to hear a different point of view other than my brain and my inner consciousness just being like, no.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. It's good. It's good to just like kind of follow your own thoughts and beliefs on all of it.
Yeah.
I think when you start like, I don't know, like relying on like other people's information before your own beliefs, that's when it's like, I don't know if this is like you're on the right track all the way. Like, I think it's really important to just like, this is gonna sound really hippie, but like, this is live, laugh, love, baby. This is me. YOLO. But like,
oh no, I'm scared. I'm really scared for this.
Find stillness. But seriously, if you're interested in afterlife, which I am, and that's why I feel comfortable giving this advice, because I've been passionate about spirituality and afterlife since I was like an actual toddler. But like, if you are interested and you don't really know what to believe or where to go, I think the smartest thing to do is just to like be outside, find stillness by yourself. I think it's good to connect with others, but like being by yourself, you get this like wisdom from like whatever is out there that's bigger than us. And it's just like, it's very reassuring. And I think I've spent a lot of alone time, and I'm pretty good at gauging like logical thoughts from like illogical to like stuff that really comes from the heart. Like, so I feel like I have a good gauge on like my thoughts, but I don't know.
That's awesome.
That's my take.
I love it. I'm the opposite.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, I can't be alone. I don't want to think. I don't want to hear it. No, I think I'm getting to the point where I'm like, yeah, like being around you, I think I'm like opening up a bit, but I think it'll take a lot for me to. I think it's also just like I still don't know who I am as a person fully.
I was gonna say, like bottom line, do what makes you happy.
Oh, absolutely. Well, no, I'm like
in every sense. It's
not even that I feel the need to like have a grasp on anything, but it's more just like I just don't know. Like that's just the main. It's not that I'm not open to it or I'm open to it. I'm just in the beginning where I'm in the middle where I'm just like I have no idea, and not knowing things just stresses me out. I am the most nosy person in the world. Like even if there's like a breakup happening, I'm like, wait, I want to know what happened. You know, like I need to know everything, and you obviously will never know everything, and that's okay. But it's hard to come to terms with that for me.
Just letting go.
Can't.
And surrendering.
It has a lot to do with like my anxiety, just like constantly buzzing.
Yeah, and I think that's what's really helped cure my anxiety.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's still there, but it's not an everyday battle like it used to be, because I have just like let go of so much what ifs.
Yeah.
You know, when you like make a drama in your head of like what ifs, and it's like, why would I be doing that? Remember that quote we read the other day? And it was like, depression is living in the past and anxiety is living in the future. And it's like all you have to worry about, if there's one thing to be worried about, is just being in the present.
Yeah.
And like being aware of how you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
And just like chilling out.
I need to do that.
Yeah.
I like still stress about like conversations that I've had in the past.
I do it too.
I will
catch myself.
Replay a conversation and be like, oh my God, why did I say that? I wish I would have said this. Like
it's the worst.
Constantly. Or like, what am I going to say to this person when I see them next? Like, but like, I'm just constantly thinking of other times, and I don't know if I'm ever like fully in the now.
Yeah.
Which is so weird to think about, because it's like everyone's just in the now. We're just all.
We are, but everyone's like, I don't know if this is just like an earth thing.
Yeah.
But like we're all always thinking about the past or the future. You know, like it's rare to really find someone, and when you do, you think they're really weird. But like someone that's just always right here, right now. And it's like amazing. Or when we're having fun.
Yeah.
Or, you know, we're like having an experience. Like we aren't even thinking about that. And that's the best.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Good shit.
Good shit.
So good. I feel like we covered a lot.
Yeah, I don't think this episode needs to be an hour.
Yeah,
like,
me neither.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
We're good.
Well, I hope you didn't think we were crazy after this episode. Let us know if you've had any paranormal or crazy experiences, or just any thoughts in general about anything. Like I would love to know.
Yeah.
We have been reading your comments.
We have. Literally on every platform and every way we can see. So like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And then we made a Google Docs form recently, which is in our link on like Instagram and the link in bio, of like episode topic suggestions. But yeah, if like anything in our convo today inspired something that's happened to you, or something you want to like really like talk about more, or like hear people talk about, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll see it.
Yeah. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Okay, bye.
Bye.